So we brought up a clip, and it's going to come full circle of how this relates to food. And it was the Joe Rogan Fear Factor episode where they had to drink the donkey cum. At the time, Fights wasn't aware of it. I was intimately aware of it. Not that I'm a big fan of drinking cum. And so it's the first time I'm meeting John. And it was the first time I saw him throw up. And there's just a girl and a guy chugging a pint glass. At least.
It's a lot of cum.
Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah. It was more donkey cum than you'd want. And it was legitimate. And I've seen them milk donkeys before. You go in through their asshole, right? And you do it. And then all of a sudden, everything breaks loose. So you can easily top off an Imperial pint. The first time we watched it was one of my favorite memories of you.
That was, to this day, probably the most repulsive video I've ever watched. Two Girls, One Cup didn't really bother me.
It was one of the toughest wanks I've ever had.
Yeah. I still came, don't get me wrong, but like broke a sweat doing it. There were a couple others of like the notoriously bad internet videos. That was the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah.